There is a peaceful village called Baekriju. Its backdrop is a mountain range that unfurls like a screen, blocking the chilly winter winds and providing a shield from the cold, even in the midst of the harshest winter. To the side, a fairly large river flows, so there's no need for drinking water. At the base of the vast mountain range, there spreads a rustic meadow. Looking down at the village from the hillside is a sight to behold, especially in autumn. When the time of harvest is approaching, the white ridge hills absolutely glow with a golden light. When a gentle breeze stirs, the golden light shimmers and dazzles the eyes. Until that incident happened. A little girl in a red robe together with a man facing a little boy that was captive by two men. They were family, and the little boy was shouting as he didn't want to go far away from his father and sister. He tried to resist, but he was beaten and ended up losing consciousness. A man warned him that if he will not follow the order quietly, his family would be in danger. The next day, the little boy woke up wondering where he was. His name is Simho, a 12-year-old kid living in Baekriju village. He saw unfamiliar faces together with him sitting in a cart and heading somewhere. He covers his nose as he smells something smelly. When he looked around the surroundings, he saw several corpses. He vomits as he feels disgusted at what he saw. A man looked down at him. He was annoyed that Simho is too weak and seemed like not a warrior. He asked Simho about what crime he committed to be sent together with them. Instead of answering, Simho was clueless and didn't give an answer, which made the man annoyed once again and wanted to punch him. His companion stopped him and said that Simho will die in less than a day. He smiled while imagining making a great contribution. They both believe that they can possibly make it and get the attention of the big shots if they combine their martial arts. While listening to them, Simho was confused as he doesn't have any idea about what is going to happen. Someone tapped his shoulder and advised him not to worry too much. He was startled while facing the man behind him. "Do you know where we are?" he asked. The man laughed that Simho came to this place without knowing anything. According to him, this place where they are is the Cheonil Plain. Just as the name suggests, Cheonil is a vast plain that could take 1,000 days to walk across its entire length, which is approximately 2 years and 9 months. Because of the two factions that live there, this vast plain has never had a peaceful day. To the north, the Heavenly Demon Coalition. To the south, the Justice Alliance. And in between is where the two factions have been fighting non-stop, day and night. The Heavenly Demon Coalition is an alliance of the 6 demonic classes and 72 martial arts sects. It's a place where the full power of the demonic way is concentrated. On the other hand, the Justice Alliance is made up of members from sects that follow the righteous way. This group of sects has united under the banner of demon extermination. They advocate for justice and seek to eradicate evil. With the conflict between the two factions, it was inevitable that the force of their enormous powers would explode, one way or another. Eventually, the two factions clashed on the Cheonil Plain, sparking the Great Demon War between the Justice Alliance and the Heavenly Demon Coalition. "You wouldn't understand even if you heard it, would you?" the man said to Singho while patting hard to his back. He smiled as he knew that Singho would surely find out soon enough. Meanwhile, they arrived at the Justice Alliance military camp. The troops immediately assembled while their leader looked to several new men came. He was searching for useful people, but Simho caught his attention. He was confused why a kid like Simho came in a place like this. He ordered Simho to come near to him. Simho looked scared but still followed what the man said. The man asked about his name and he answered nervously. The man starts to wonder if Simho is the one who was sent by the Shining Cloud Pavilion. He also asked Simho about his martial arts, but Simho said that he never learned any. He was confused as to what was the Shining Cloud Pavilion thinking to send such a young child to the battlefield. He then forgets about it while realizing that this is the place where even those who have mastered martial arts can become corpses in an instant. A drum sounded as a sign that the enemy attacked. It was the Heavenly Demon Coalition. The leader shouted that the Heavenly Demon Coalition is waving their flag. "I will officially welcome you to the Demon Extermination Squad once you come back alive," he added, and ordered everyone to attack. The troops are rushing to the enemy holding each sword. The enemy does the same, and one of them is Seokdi Jeon, the leader of the Heavenly Demon Army. The men from the Justice Alliance military were frightened upon seeing him. He then ordered all his troops to wipe out all their adversaries. They were startled to battle with the intention of executing each other. They were all fearless except for Simho. He was holding his sword, looking at the adults assassinating each other. He feels scared while asking himself what this place is. All he sees is blood and dead bodies everywhere. His eyes look more scared when he senses that someone is behind him. It was an enemy who was ready to attack him. His sweats dropped and started to panic. He thought that it will be the end of his life not until someone blocked the enemy. He fought as he thought that Simho was someone he knew, but when he saw Simho's face, he was disappointed that it was just a mere kid. He was distracted as he was looking at Simho's reaction, which was full of fear. He suddenly shouted in pain. He was stabbed from behind and ended up falling to the ground. Simho was looking at them and he witnessed how the man was executed. The enemy goes near him and scratches his face using the sword. He covered his eyes while he was in pain. The enemy takes more steps toward him. Simho asked himself if this is how he will die. To die such a meaningless death. He raised his head and gritted his teeth. He already has wounds on his face. He doesn't want to die in a place like this. He tried to reach the sword in front of him as he wanted to return to his hometown alive. The war is still ongoing while Simho is still trying to stay alive. The enemy is facing him while he proclaims that he will execute all the people from the Justice Alliance. Simho managed to get up while holding the sword. He grips the sword with his 2 hands while fearlessly facing the opponent, which makes the opponent mad and rush to him. He swayed his sword while Simho closed his eyes and whispered, calling his father and sister. He thought that it would be the end of his life, but someone jumped from behind which surprised him. The man has full strength and a fast speed for fighting against the enemy. Simho was amazed at him. He landed on the ground and put his weapon on his back. It was a man with a bolder body named Ju Jin-oke, the Black Ox Unit leader. Simho was full of emotions while looking at him. The other troops from the Heavenly Demon Coalition noticed that their comrade got taken down. They were annoyed that Ju Jin-oke from the Black Ox Unit appeared again. At this rate, they were all determined to execute Ju Jin-oke. I despise rough men, a voice from behind said. What? Since when? The man answered without expecting that it was a lady. The lady jumped and attacked the opponent on her own. Leader, how can you just run off your own like that? She stated. She was referring to Ju Jin-oke and she was also a member of the Black Ox Unit, named Sawa. Seok Dio-jian was annoyed looking at them. By looking at their flag, the Heavenly Demon Coalition knows that they were the people under the Black Ox from the Justice Alliance. Black Ox, Simho whispered out of confusion. An old man suddenly spoke and said that Simho can think that Black Ox is a Justice Alliance Special Operation Unit. He also wondered what a young child was doing coming all the way to the battlefield. His name is Maui, also a member of the Black Ox Unit. Simho thought that the old man Maui would hurt him, but the old man only checked his wound and stated that the scar will remain since it is a deep wound. Seok Dio-jian still wanted to fight and told his people not to be scared since the Justice Alliance is outnumbered. Surround them, he ordered. Before they can attack, someone is already attacking them. He was using a bow and teasing the people from the Heavenly Demon Coalition. His name is Dang Jinho, another member of the Black Ox Unit. Because another member of the Black Ox Unit appeared, Seon Dio-jian ordered his people to retreat according to their plan. Where are you going when the battle hasn't even ended yet? Another Black Ox Unit member stated. He was holding a huge sword and he also had a bolder body. His name is So Guan-seok. He pulled his sword and attacked So Guan-seok, which made So Guan-seok fall to the ground. His horse also fell and now he was stuck. His face becomes red while facing the Black Ox Unit. Seok Dio-jian will bring your head back, Ju Jin-oke stated while pointing his sword at Seok Dio-jian. Simho witnessed and was impressed by how incredibly strong the Black Ox Unit is. When the night comes at Baekriju village, Simho's father, who is the head of Baekriju village, and his sister are attending an assembly meeting. Simho's sister named Sim Hee-yeon looks frightened, but her father told her not to be scared as he believes that it will not be a big deal. The higher-ups in their village informed all the people that they will all be assigned to work on the castle's construction. Constructing a castle? What do you mean by that? Simho's father asked and shouted that he wanted to speak with the Lord of the Secret Cloud Pavilion. The man told him that the pavilion head doesn't have time to meet with trash like him. Simho's father resisted and said that it was not the pavilion lord's promise, especially since they took Simho on the condition that they will not touch Baekriju village. The man was enraged at him. He pulled his sword and slashed Simho's father in front of everyone. Simho's father falls to the ground and everyone whispers that it was a murder. Sim Hee-yeon was shocked as she witnessed everything with her own eyes. Now, is there anyone else who's still dissatisfied? If you have more to say, then come forward, the man said while pointing his sword. Sim Hee-yeon tried to wake up her father, but she didn't receive any response. She cried as she was afraid that her father was completely gone. The people from the village didn't insist on the man as they were also scared to be murdered, just like what happened to their village head. They run away, leaving Simho's father and sister. Someone from above is looking at them. He's the secret cloud pavilion head named Jegal Hwi. The next day at the Cheonil Plain, in the Justice Alliance garrison, the Justice Alliance Demon Extermination Squad Commander Damyeon Seong was informed by the Justice Alliance squad leader named Gu Ching-hyun that the Black Ox Unit is back. Damyeon Seong stands out as a surprise that the Black Ox Unit came back alive again this time. He was mad that these people exist and continue to survive fighting against Sok Diojon. Gu Ching-hyun stated that he has some plans to get rid of the Black Ox unit. What plan do you have? Commander Dam Yeon-seong asked. Gu Ching-hyun mentioned the kid that was sent by the secret cloud pavilion, which is Sim-ho. Dam Yeon-seong knows that Gu Ching-hyun is referring to the kid that was dragged from the village of Baekriju. What are you going to do with him? He asked, and Gu Ching-hyun explained to him his ideas. After they discussed, they both evilly smiled while thinking that the plan will possibly work. On the other point of view, the Black Ox unit is discussing their several missions, and on top of that, they were still short of one person to make them repeatedly enter such big battles. Dang Jinho concluded that the higher-ups were deliberately trying to kill them. Don't be so grumpy, aren't we still alive? Gwan Seok answered, since they won the battle this time. Jinho forgets about it for now and changes the topic to Sim-ho. He pointed to Sim-ho and Sawa, and he was annoyed that Sawa brought Sim-ho with them. Old Man Maui interrupts and says that they cannot abandon a seriously injured child on the battlefield. This old man is willing to take good care of Sim-ho until Sim-ho's wound is fully healed. Sawa is tapping Sim-ho's head and says that Jinho doesn't have a conscience. How can you say such a thing after seeing this cute kid? She added. But still, Jinho is still annoyed as he doesn't see Sim-ho as a cute little kid. He stopped debating with them. Instead, he asked about where their captain is. They did not notice that Ju Jin-ok went to Dam Yeon-seong and asked the squad commander if Sim-ho was sent by Jegal Hwi. Yeon-seong was mad at how Jin-ok addressed the secret cloud pavilion in a disrespectful way. I know you have a grudge against the secret cloud pavilion, but you've gone too much this time. He added. Jin-ok doesn't care about what he said as he was enraged that the secret cloud pavilion lord placed a child who hasn't even mastered a martial art. Yeon-seong continued to debate with him. And as for him, despite not having studied martial arts, Sim-ho is capable of surviving such a large battle. He mentioned the previous member of the Black Ox unit who died, which is Nanggeek. He believes that Sim-ho will outshine Nanggeek. He was about to add some words, but Jin-ok suddenly threw his dagger at him. Don't ever let Nanggeek's name come out of your mouth. He angrily stated and warned Yeon-seong that he will not let him go next time once he will do it again. Going back to the Black Ox unit member, they were all debating again about Sim-ho, but since Jin-ok came, they stopped and listened to what their captain wanted to announce. He informed everyone that there is a new member that has been added to them. They were all surprised upon hearing it, and Jinho on the other hand was glad that finally someone like Nanggeek had joined them. He must be an amazing person, he added. To make them more surprised, Jin-ok announced that their new member is none other than Sim-ho. As expected, Jinho's face becomes red as he was mad that a mere kid is joining their unit. Even Sim-ho was shocked that he was the chosen one. Jinho tried to debate as to why Jin-ok let a kid who can't even do martial arts into the Black Ox unit. Did you not think about the risk when you accepted the kid? He angrily asked. Sim-ho heard how Jinho belittled him. He squeezed his fist while saying that he will do and accept that he will be a new member of the Black Ox unit. Everyone was surprised by his answer. He knows that he will be useless for now, but if the Black Ox member will help him, he believes that he will surely be useful to the Black Ox unit someday. Gwan Seok smiled while listening to him. But Jinho is still annoyed he cannot do anything since Jin-ok told them that the decision is final. Because of it, Jinho was mad and walked away. Sim-ho was scared of his behavior, so Sawa hugged him to make him calm and told him that they can now live together from now on. Jin-ok also ordered them to train Sim-ho, and that they should teach Sim-ho properly so he can become a member as soon as possible. His training will start right now, he added. Meanwhile, Jin-ok is still in their tent, and he was too quiet, which made the old man Maui wonder what was on his mind. Maui asked if he had another reason for accepting Sim-ho as their new member, since he knows that Jin-ok is not the type of a person to just obey his superior's order. Jin-ok answered honestly to Maui's confusion. What he believes is that Sim-ho has been sent to this place as part of Jegal Hwi's scheme. Maui also asked about what Sim-ho has to do with Jegal Hwi, but Jin-ok said that he doesn't know the details. For him, it looks like Secret Cloud Pavilion is planning something by holding Sim-ho as a hostage. Which is, a hostage doesn't even need to be alive. He concludes that it is the reason why the kid was sent to Cheonil Plain. By listening to him, old man Maui realized that Jin-ok accepted Sim-ho because he intended to exact revenge on Jegal Hwi. Is that a problem? Jin-ok answered. Sim-ho started his training by carrying a heavy thing on his shoulder. His sweat falls from his forehead while he grits his teeth. He was trained by Gwan Seok. Gwan Seok told him that the only way to help the Black Ox is to train. But the training will be too harsh and Sim-ho might regret it sooner. Sim-ho is very determined to learn everything and to become stronger just like them. When he suddenly falls to the ground, Gwan Seok tells him that he is nothing but talk. He also doubted Simho's capability. He advised Simho that he needs to learn the fundamentals first so he can handle his body more easily. Out of the blue, Guan Xiok grabbed him by holding onto his clothes. He put Simho on his shoulder and told him to take a good look. He jumped, which made the ground crack. Simho was startled by his action and he was unprepared for it. 1 month later, Simho still continues his training and he now has a lot of knowledge and skills. He can now jump higher as Guan Xiok taught him. There are also a lot of changes in his body. He is still doing the training that he did on his first day. He was interrupted when old Maui suddenly came and asked him if he didn't feel tired of training ceaselessly for a month now. This much is manageable, he answered. Ever since he learned the fundamentals through Guan Xiok, his steps have become much lighter. Maui informed him that they will be training something else from now on. They were walking together while Maui was giving him some knowledge. He teaches Simho that the fundamentals of martial arts are important, and so is the tactical training. But on the battlefield, the most important thing is to be able to keep their mind under control and stay calm in any situation. According to him, the true strength for that comes from one's own mental acuity. That is why they will do mental training today. Mental training? What kind of training is that? Simho asked. Maui shows a plant to Simho. It is called an antibacterial herb. It is a vital medicinal herb used as a basic ingredient in various medicines. Their training for today is accumulating as many of this kind of plant. Simho was shocked and wondered about how he can survive on the battlefield just by only gathering herbs. Old Maui was annoyed at him for underestimating simple as gathering herbs. He also told Simho that the best training that expedites patience and observation is herb gathering. I will search for it this way, and you try it on the other, he said while walking away. Simho tried to stop the old man, but the old man didn't listen to him. By this day, he was very determined to get stronger quickly to get out of this place. He was thinking that learning a martial art alone is insufficient. They need something else, just like what old Maui is doing, still searching for some herbs. He started to search for the antibacterial herb until he found one. He was not sure that this was the right herb, but still, he pulled it out and put it in his bag. He was talking to himself while remembering his family. He's afraid that he will never be able to see his family again if this continues. He's also unsure whether his father or Hyeon is still alive. While talking to himself, he was surprised to see familiar men. He hides at a huge rock because it was the people from the Heavenly Demon Coalition. He feels nervous while trying to hide himself. Because of confusion, he tried to take a glance at the men, but someone also took a glance where he was hiding. He was startled and hid immediately. The man is still staring at the rock, but when his companion asked what he was looking at, he answered that it was nothing. Simho took a deep breath upon hearing it as he realized that the man didn't see him. Gotcha, punk, the man said from above the rock. He then rushed to Simho while Simho was in shock. The man's intention is to execute Simho as he thought that Simho is spying on them. He tried to attack, but old Maui came to save Simho from the people of the Heavenly Demon Coalition. Old Maui rushed to the enemy while holding his weapon. He attacked the man with great strength, and the man flew away and suffered serious pain. The remaining people of the Heavenly Demon Coalition noticed that the old man was attacking them. They then rushed with the thought of executing Simho and Maui. Maui is just too calm while calculating the wind. While checking the wind's direction and angle, he then pointed his stick to the rock. Simho was surprised to see that the rock suddenly moved towards their opponent. The opponent didn't expect it to happen, and since they were unprepared, they are now stuck by the rock. Simho asked Maui how he possibly made it, but Maui only told him that it was a big mistake to think of him as someone who only knew about medicine. He suddenly grabs Simho to avoid the enemy's attack. He also jumped, which made the ground crack. The remaining enemies are now facing them. He smiled and told Maui that he didn't expect Maui to actually be here collecting some herbs. Today is your father's death anniversary, right? Congratulations, I guess you will share the same faith today, a man said with an evil look. The men surrounded Maui and Simho, and Maui realized that they cannot make it without the others. He gets something from his clothes. It's a flare that they usually use to call their colleagues. He handed it to Simho and pointed to a hill area that had a tree. He instructed the kid to use the flare from there, and their camp allies will be able to see it. He needs to shoot it from the top of that tree, and if he will successfully make it, their allies will come immediately after noticing the flare's smoke. Can you do it? Old Maui asked. Yes, I can do it, Simho confidently answered. He then quickly runs while Maui will be the one to hold back the enemy. The enemy's leader ordered his people to attack Maui, and Simho without giving a break and without giving any mercy. His people followed his order, but old Maui is trying everything that he can do to fight back. He was fighting the men alone. You will pay dearly if you underestimate this old man. "Are you here to avenge the death of Seok Dio-jeon?" Old Maui stated, which made the enemy's leader annoyed and unleashed his sword. He also noticed that Sim-ho is running away, so he ordered some of his people to chase Sim-ho. Sim-ho is trying his best to run away from the enemy. He was holding the flare with the hope that he can successfully make what old Maui asked him to do. There are 2 men chasing him, but they were attacked by Maui, so the enemies turn their eyes to the old man. They still underestimate old Maui, so Maui teases them that they cannot even beat an old man like him. They were now all annoyed since no one can catch Maui. The enemy's leader also attacked him until their sword collide. "That's it, old man, it's time for you to die," the man stated as he thought that he can defeat Maui. The 2 men continued chase Sim-ho. They were annoyed that Sim-ho managed to hide. They didn't notice that Sim-ho is behind them holding his bow. He tried to arrow the enemy, but the enemy was alarmed, so he managed to dodge the arrow and only leaves a small scratch on him. Sim-ho was annoyed that he failed at this time. He then raised and started to run again. He panicked while trying his best to escape. The men are still chasing him, and one of them suddenly feels pain in his legs. It was Maui's attack on him earlier that embodied poison. Sim-ho already saw the tree. He was hoping that he can successfully shoot the flare and call the other members of the Black Ox unit. He was almost on the tree, but one enemy caught him and punched him in the face, causing him to flew directly to the tree. He was holding his chin as he feels the pain. The enemy choked him and was annoyed that Sim-ho pissed him off. He raises Sim-ho by just holding to Sim-ho's neck, and because of it, Sim-ho managed to shoot the flare on the tree. A pink smoke appeared. The enemy knows the meaning of it. He was holding his sword with the intention of executing Sim-ho. He was about to attack the kid, but someone threw a sharp weapon at him. By looking at the old man, Sim-ho can't believe that Maui defeated so many elite members of the mysterious moon sect by himself. He was confused about how Maui becomes so strong even though he was now so old. The enemy was also annoyed while thinking that the person he thought to be the weakest in the Black Ox unit is a powerful one. He spoke to the old man while saying that he knows why Maui climbed the mountains and searched for some herbs to consume to become stronger. As one might expect from a demonic cult, to be ganging up on an old man like me, you bastard weren't taught proper etiquette. The enemy pulled out another weapon and throws it to Maui. Now, the old man was caught and was tied up by the rope. He laughed while pulling Maui going to him. He believes that Maui doesn't have any chance to escape at this rate. He then ordered his men to finish the old man. Maui kneeled while closing his eyes and accepting that he will die sooner. There is a sudden arrow going to the enemy while he was ready to stab and end Maui's life. When they checked the above, there were a lot of arrows and they were all hit by it. Someone shouted to Maui. It was Jinho. Sim-ho was surprised upon seeing him. Explain later. Release the old man first, Jinho ordered. Sim-ho is ready to follow his order, but the enemy's leader is still alive and blocks him. The enemy attacked him, but he managed to block it. The opponent was mad that Sim-ho called for backup, and his intention now is to take Sim-ho's life. He attacks once again, which makes Sim-ho's sword break and he falls to the ground. At this point, Jiho was shocked when he saw his bow and arrow to Sim-ho. The enemy was about to kill Sim-ho. Sim-ho grits his teeth while thinking of a way to stay alive. Then he remembered what Gwan Seok taught him. It's about the flowing cloud step. It's a technique that makes the body move smoothly, like clouds floating in the sky. That time, Gwan Seok told him that if he can master the flowing cloud step, he won't die easily wherever he went. Sim-ho raised while squeezing his fist. The enemy attacked him, but he managed to dodge by using the flowing cloud step. Old Maui called him and ordered him to grab the sword. He throws the sword and kicks it, going to Sim-ho. Sim-ho managed to catch it and give thanks to the old man. He then rushed to the enemy, and without hesitations, he attacked the enemy using Maui's sword. After a while, the old man is putting bandages on Sim-ho's wound. He was expressing how proud he is of Sim-ho for defeating the enemy, and also for calling Jinho to rescue them. Sim-ho was shy upon hearing, but then Jinho interrupted and suddenly punched his head. He said that Sim-ho didn't bring him here. On the other hand, he suffered a lot because of Sim-ho. According to him, he only came here to search for his bow that was stolen by Sim-ho. Sim-ho laughed while apologizing to Jinho. Old Maui talked to him once again and was proud of Sim-ho for accomplishing a great feat in today's battle. Okay, let's stop chatting and get back home, our home, he said, which made Sim-ho shocked upon hearing it. When the night comes, old Maui informs their colleagues that Sim-ho managed to fight against the moon sect and win. All of them asked Sim-ho if it really happened. Sim-ho was shy while answering the question. Somehow, it turned out that way. He answered. Sawa suddenly hugged him while stating that Sim-ho makes her fall in love with him completely. Shen even gave them a kiss to the kid. Jinho was annoyed while looking at them. He is also madder at Sim-ho, and believes that Simho only wins out of luck and that no one will acknowledge that achievement. While looking at them, he saw how proud Sawa and Gwen Seok are of Simho. He sighed as he realized that he was wrong. Sawa taps Simho's hair and acknowledges him for saving old Maui. Simho was already embarrassed at this point. But then, Jinho doesn't stop blabbering and tells everyone that he is the one who saved them. To his surprise, Sawa suddenly kicked his face. Meanwhile, Simho is doing training alone in the middle of the night. He was trying his fighting skills against the fake troops, but someone disturbed him. It was Jin-ok telling him to take a short break. They both sit and Jin-ok acknowledges Simho for being courageous. According to him, facing a large number of opponents, dividing the enemy, harassing them, and attacking through an ambush are the most effective tactics. It's also good to have a mindset to protect your colleagues, he added. Simho asked him about old Maui's condition, and he answered that Maui is actually quite healthy contrary to his appearance. Simho smiled upon hearing it. Jin-ok advised him not to worry and focus on his own training. He also handed something to Simho. Simho was clueless while holding the book. Jin-ok shared with him that not too long ago, his friend passed away, and this book was the one his friend left behind. His friend asked to pass his internal energy cultivation technique to someone Jin-ok thought was suitable for it. It's a technique that's been passed down from generation to generation. A technique that was developed through the process of fighting against a large number of people. This technique truly embodies the ultimate practical experience of martial arts. How can you give me something this precious? Simho asked. He wanted someone deserving to have the technique, Jin-ok answered. He stands and told Simho that even with the greatest teacher or with an exceptional internal energy cultivation technique, ultimately, if one lacks the desire to learn for oneself, at the end of the day, it's just a useless pile of paper. So, Simho should not neglect his training. Welcome to the Black Ox Unit, Simho, he added, which made Simho thrilled. Simho has spent his entire life fighting to get stronger. As a child of a powerless slave, the only way to live for him as a human was to gain strength. But, no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't break free from the bonds of the third-rate martial artist. And the reason was that he hadn't learned a proper internal energy cultivation technique. It is said that within the renowned sects, internal energy cultivation techniques are continually improved over the years. He also wants to learn and he's trying to do his best. Simho is reading the manual that Jinho gave him. He was surprised when he discovered that the person who owned this internal energy cultivation technique managed to create his own martial art form from scratch because of his conviction to become stronger. The manual given to him by Jin-ok was more like a historical record or a diary than an actual martial arts manual. In the manual, in addition to Nangek's lifelong battles, countless other people's lives and experiences were vividly described. By reading the manual, Simho wanted to see what lies at the end of the martial path. At the end of the martial path, despite numerous failures, these people from the Black Ox Unit never gave up. He was not sure the main reason why Jin-ok gave him this manual, but for him to live and return home, he knows that he needs to learn it. The next day, Jin-ok and old Maui are talking. Old Maui was surprised that Jin-ok gave Simho the manual of their previous member named Nangek's. Jin-ok explained to the old man that he already made up his mind the moment he heard that the kid came to this place because of Jegal Hwi's plot. Taking Simho as a hostage implies that Secret Cloud Pavilion is plotting something. That's why Jin-ok is very determined that they should train Sin-ok so that he can resist. He's not sure that Simho will be able to survive till the end, but then, if he can survive, Jin-ok is hoping that a day will come when the kid will be the one to give Jegal Hwi a taste of his own medicine. Once it will happen, Jin-ok knows that Nangek will surely be happy. Old Maui agreed to him. If the real reason for Nangek's death is really because of the person named Jegal Hwi, then old Maui surely hated him more than the Heavenly Demon Coalition, and that Jegal Hwi will be his number enemy. But isn't the head of the Secret Cloud Pavilion your senior brother? Old Maui asked. Jin-ok confirmed it, and that he considered Jegal Hwi to be a peerless senior brother. But at the same time, he's the one who played the biggest role in sending me to this place, Jin-ok added. At the Justice Alliance Secret Cloud Pavilion, a lady is walking heading somewhere while holding something in her hand. She is Dan Si-ryong, the Secret Cloud Pavilion deputy leader. She visits the room of the Secret Cloud Pavilion head named Jegal Hwi to inform him that after the death of Deputy General Sok Dyo-jeon, who was executed by the Black Ox Unit, it is said Yu Young-hee, the leader of the mysterious Moon Sect, was also assassinated by the Black Ox Unit. Jegal Hwi was thinking that his junior brother Jin-ok is like a fish out of water, floundering around aimlessly. He doesn't give any more comments about it but rather asks about the Baekriju project. Si-ryong informed him that the project is going well, and that, in a few years, if things keep going, the construction will be completed according to Jegal Hwi's wishes. That village head bastard, if he holds his child as a hostage, he can't do anything, Jegal Hwi said. Upon hearing it, Si Ryong added more information that the village head's son is still alive and was assigned to the Black Ox unit. Jegal Hwi feels a little bit mad as he only heard this news just now, so Si Ryong told him that the commander in Black Ox unit made an arbitrary decision. She also offered that she will request a withdrawal for Sim-ho right away, but then Jegal Hwi was thinking about things. He informed Si Ryong that Baekriju will serve as another stronghold for the Justice Alliance and that Si Ryong must always be careful and proceed with caution. He then let the deputy leader leave his room. For the sake of justice, Si Ryong joined the Justice Alliance. But now she realized that the Justice Alliance is so different from what she thought. Executing innocent people in order to capture one village and treating a young boy as if he was a toy. The lady was confused about what she should do. Sim-ho continues cultivating Nanggeek's martial arts. Although it's still weak, his internal energy has formed in just 3 weeks, so he believes that it's because of the internal energy cultivation technique. He was down as he remembered what Gwan Seok told him. There is a time that he asked Gwan Seok how to build his energy quickly, as he also wants to know how to amass internal energy quickly. Before Gwan Seok give him an answer, he offered a drink to Sim-ho. Sim-ho doesn't want to accept it, but then Gwan Seok told him that he started drinking when he was around Sim-ho's age. Sim-ho feels weird about Gwan Seok's actions. He questioned himself about what's the connection between drinking and cultivating. Sim-ho holds the glass while Gwan Seok pours the liquor into it. The liquor, it's overflowing, so he tried to stop Gwan Seok. It is indeed overflowing. A small glass cannot hold a large amount of alcohol. Gwan Seok answered and explained that it is the same true for internal energy. Regardless of how enthusiastic and strong Sim-ho's motivation, his internal energy will always be limited by his own capacity. Sim-ho then realized that his vessel is not capable of launching it, which means that there are limits to what can be achieved through internal energy cultivation technique alone. Everyone who wrote this book, without exception, is aware that there are issues with the cultivation technique that they have learned, but no one has recounted a solution. He was still confused if there was really a way to become strong quickly. While he was thinking, he was startled when Sawa came and whispered from behind. "Would you like to get some supplies with your Nuna?" She asked. "Supplies? Is there a place for us to receive supplies?" Sim-ho answered. Sawa grabs his hands and is excited to let Sim-ho go to the place where they can get the supplies on the battlefield. When they arrived, Sawa said that this is a place where they can find the Justice Alliance's Menmolro market. Even if it's a battlefield, it's still a place where people live. Having a market is necessary for people to earn a livelihood. And obviously, in this place, they can find anything they need on the battlefield. Sim-ho is observing around, and he cannot believe that there is a market like this in the middle of a battlefield. While Sim-ho and Sawa are enjoying roaming around, there are men who saw them, and Sawa is very familiar with them. Sawa is also known as the Death Flower. But then now, they realized that Sawa is a stunning woman. Aside from her, they also notice Sim-ho together with the lady. Sawa enjoys holding different things that can be found here in the market. She almost forgot that she was together with Sim-ho. Sim-ho tried to chase her, but then he heard someone saying that this place is a pigsty. It's the Justice Alliance spirit chasing unit named Achu-san. He's with a companion and even called this place a bogging place. They were both carrying heavy things, and to their surprise, Sim-ho suddenly punched Achu-san. He fell to the ground and was annoyed. "Achu-san, how dare you badmouth this place?" Sim-ho asked. Achu-san's companion was about to punch Sim-ho, but Sawa appeared and slapped him. She also grabs the man and slams him to the ground. Sawa is sitting while investigating things. She discovered that Sim-ho's father, the Baekriju village head, is struggling to somehow protect Baekriju, to the point he even sent his own son here as a hostage to strengthen the deal. And this guy here played the role of a fox, as in making the Justice Alliance investigate the village. Sawa knows that the people in front of her are both acting nice just for the sake of reaping more benefit. She stabs the wood beside her while lecturing the men. The men explained that it was their father's decision and is not due to their own will. Achu-san said that after Sim-ho was taken away, it is said that there aren't enough soldiers to fight in the Great Demon War. So, the Justice Alliance took a lot of young men from their village. In order for him to not be forcibly conscripted, this is the only option he could take. Sim-ho grabs Achu-san and asks about his father and sister. Achu-san can't say that Sim-ho's family has been doing well. Until he left, he saw that Sim-ho's family was holding up well. He means to say that the Justice Alliance wants to build a castle in Baekriju village, so the people have been forced to become laborers. Sim-ho and Sawa were shocked upon hearing it. They did not expect that the Justice Alliance would do such a thing. Sim-ho is mad and accused it was Jegal Hwi's doing. Jegal Hwi, Are you talking about Jegal Hwi from the Secret Cloud Pavilion? Sawa shockingly asked. Jegal Hwi is the second-generation disciple of Mun Jang-san, the leader of the Justice Alliance, the head of the Secret Cloud Pavilion, and a group of strategists who hold crucial information. As the Justice Alliance's second-in-command, he wielded enormous power. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that most of the operations carried out by the Justice Alliance are conceived in his head. Despite being their leader's senior brother, Sawa heard that both Jin-ok and Jegal Hwi don't get along very well. She never imagined that Jegal Hwi would do something in the name of the Justice Alliance. Simho was mad at Uchu-san for bragging before about learning martial arts in their village but ended up being useless. He was enraged by the fact that people from their village are being dragged away and slaughtered, as if it was an insignificant matter to the Justice Alliance, but Uchu-san doesn't do anything. I couldn't help it. If I resist, then they will kill me in one slash just like the village head. Uchu-san answered. Simho choked him upon hearing it. He was shocked and felt sad that he heard it from Uchu-san. He punched Uchu-san out of anger. Uchu-san and his companion run away after they grab a chance. Sawa was about to chase them, but then she saw Simho feels down and in pain. Simho's body starts to feel weak and becomes emotional. He cannot accept that his father was gone after he was captive to battle. They then go to their tent and Simho immediately lies down on his bed while remembering what Uchu-san said. His father died in one slash and now his sister is alone in their village. Simho was crying alone in their room while other members of the Black Ox unit were also sad for him. Sawa told them that Simho's younger sister is being held captive while Simho is fighting relentlessly on the battlefield. Guan Seok said that hearing about Simho's father being murdered must be shocking for a young child. Jinho suddenly leaves them and is annoyed again, stating that all of them have a backstory. This guy is always stirring up trouble. He will end up getting a divine punishment. Old Maui stated while looking at Jinho. When the night comes, everyone is sleeping aside from Simho. He gets up from his bed and goes outside the tent. He was not aware that Jin-ok is also outside. He was standing in front of a table that was piled. He removed the table, and there's a hole. He was trying to go inside, but then Jin-ok is already behind him asking if he has a plan on deserting. He was startled when he saw that it was Jin-ok. I know you're worried about your sister. If you want to leave, I won't stop you, Jin-ok said. Jin-ok also told him that if he chooses to leave, he will be free. But there is one thing. If he will leave, he will be labeled as a deserter and relentlessly pursued. Jin-ok warned him that if he was caught, he wouldn't be able to avenge his family. Simho is speechless upon hearing it. Jin-ok also told him that it doesn't mean that he can stand up to Jegal Hwi when he leaves this place. Then what should I do? You want me to die fighting for the Justice Alliance who murdered my father and is making my little sister's life a living hell? Simho answered while his tears started to fall. To avenge his father and to save his little sister, the only way for him to achieve these two is for him to get stronger as soon as possible. He shouted while believing that there was no other way for him to achieve it. He said that he will go and confront Jegal Hwi even if his body is all he have. Who said there was no other way? Old Maui suddenly came. He knows that Simho has reached the bottleneck with Nangeek's internal energy cultivation manual. He has studied internal energy cultivation techniques since he was young. In addition, whenever Nangeek trained in this technique, he was present and able to observe how Nangeek trained. That's why he understood what kind of problem he encountered. The essence of Nangeek's cultivation technique is a balance between internal and external techniques. However, the cultivation manual that Simho received only contains the external cultivation technique. Old Maui said that while it's possible to improve one's martial art to a certain level, there's a limit to how much one can improve with just the external technique. Upon hearing it, Simho realized that it is the reason why he had such slow progress while trying to accumulate internal energy. It's been a long time since old Maui came here to the Cheonil Plain, and in that time, he has treated many people with regard to their social status. In the process, he developed an acupuncture technique. It expels impurities, corrects imbalanced energy, and stimulates innate potential to the fullest, thus making the human body as pure as possible. Old Maui shows a golden needle technique. As the human body becomes pure, it transforms into a vessel capable of absorbing massive amounts of internal energy. But, to receive the golden needle acupuncture, one must abandon any previously learned martial art technique. Old Maui said that no one in the Black Ox unit has ever received this golden needle acupuncture. Old man, but isn't that a secret technique you created solely for your own granddaughter? Jin-ok asked. According to old Maui, his granddaughter is no longer in this world, so there's no point in giving it a grandiose name if it's just going to collect dust. He also needs to use it to show its true value. Jin-ok resists. because he knows that it will be too dangerous and that if Simho, who has not properly learned any martial arts, received the golden needle acupuncture technique, Simho may fall. Simho interrupts and said that he will do it. He wanted to become strong enough to go back to Baekriju as soon as possible to save his sister and all the villagers. Unless our leader only allowed me to join the Black Ox unit out of pity, then please allow me to do it. He added. Jin-ok looked at him and asked Old Maui if Simho could withstand the process. Old Maui believes in Simho's capability because Simho has survived many times on the battlefield. It's worth trying for him. However, he advised that it will be better if thoroughly prepared, as Simho may be unable to bear the pain and attempt to flee. He told Simho to go to bed early as they will do it by tomorrow. The next day, other members of the Black Ox unit were shocked by what they witnessed. Simho is lying on a cross sign. The golden needle acupuncture will happen now, and Old Maui warned him that they cannot stop halfway once they begin. I must count on you. I must return to Baekriju, Simho answered. At this point, they were all ready and Old Maui is already holding the golden needle and will start the golden needle acupuncture. A light emerges as Maui is piercing the needle into Simho's arm. Simho felt the pain, so Jin-ok advised him to stay still. Old Maui holds Simho's head, telling him that he must endure the pain to get stronger. Simho screamed as he felt the pain all over his body. Despite how painful it is, he still endured it and just thought of his father and little sister, imagining that they were together. He motivates himself to become stronger for him to protect his family. In a dark forest, there is a lady surrounded by several men. She has a mission to do, a mission that was kept confidential even in the Heavenly Demon Coalition. Are you guys not from the Justice Alliance? She asked, but the men only laughed and told her that she will die in this forest today. They attacked the lady, but it seems like there is a power surrounding her. With her strength, other men fall to the ground and cannot defeat her. She's the Jade Empress, all named Sirion. At the Cheonil Plain in Manhwa Market, there is a man walking towards an old man. Old man, long time no see, he said, which made the old man startle and stated that this man has been coming to his store regularly for 6 years now. I've come to take the item that I had requested last time. He answered. He is Simho, and he is now 18 years old. 6 years have passed since he made the golden needle acupuncture. The old man handed him the armor that Simho wanted. As per Simho's demand, the weight of the chest plate has been kept at 18 kilograms. Together with the shoulder guard and the belt, its total weight turned out to be 28 kilograms. Simho gets it and thanks the old man before leaving the stall. He smiled as he roamed the market. The size and weight of the armor are absolutely perfect for him. He is very sure that it will help him a lot in his training. While he was walking, he passed by someone. He realized that it was the squad commander Dam Yeonseong. Yeonseong was mad that Simho didn't greet him with respect. Do you really expect me to be polite to someone who threw me into this hellhole? Simho answered. Yeonseong's subordinate shouted to Simho, but Yeonseong told him not to interfere as he believes that it doesn't make sense for them to pluck out a blooming flower with their hands. He is not sure how Simho survived in the last 6 years. However, he concludes that a time will come when Simho and his leader Jin-ok will perish in agony together. In the middle of their conversation, a man suddenly flew beside them. It was Jinho, who was beaten by Sawa as she caught Jinho in a gambling area. Yeonseong and his subordinate were surprised that Sawa managed to destroy a wall with just a single slap, even though it looks like she doesn't use more energy. They then leave while Simho laughed at Sawa and Jinho. Simho, are you here to request some strange armor again? Sawa stated while looking at him. Sawa still continued to tease Jinho. Jinho suddenly noticed something, and when he caught it, he thought that it was smoke. It has a lot of it, and Sawa believes that it is energy-dispersing poison. Once they inhale this poison, none of them will be able to use an internal energy poison. All of them also notice that there are several people heading towards them. There's a sudden attack that they cannot even resist. When it's finally visible, it was Sirion who came together with other people from the Heavenly Demon Coalition. Their target is none other than Dam Yeonseong, the Justice Alliance Commander-in-Chief. Those who will get in their way will be executed mercilessly. The enemy attacked the Justice Alliance's troops. Sawa also worried as she already inhaled the energy-dispersing poison. Jinho didn't even expect to be attacked at Manhwa Market. While Guan Seok is just chilling, drinking his alcohol in the middle of the battle. Jinho was panicked because Jin-ok is in the barracks while Old Maui goes to the forest to gather herbs. Someone was about to attack him, but Simho came to rescue him. Simho ordered him to look for their leader Jin-ok, but he disagreed as he was afraid that Jin-ok would find out that he had come to a gambling hall again. He keeps insisting, but Sawa suddenly kicks him, so he doesn't have a choice. Sirion is observing the fight and she notices that Simho isn't affected by the energy-dispersing poison. Sawa suddenly shouted to warn Simho that their opponent was rushing toward him. Si Ryeon was about to attack Simho, but with the help of Simho's new armor, he managed to block the attack. Si Ryeon was alarmed when Simho rushed to punch her, causing her to flee. She kneeled on the ground while holding her sword. She smiled as she witnessed that Simho is really a strong man. Before Si Ryeon came to the Justice Alliance, she went to the Heavenly Demon Coalition as she was summoned by the Lord of the Heavenly Demon Coalition named Dam Cheol Hwang. She greeted the king as she entered. According to Cheol Hwang, this is their first meeting since the former Lord of the Heavenly Demon Coalition went missing. He told Si Ryeon to speak casually when it's just the two of them, but Si Ryeon doesn't give him any answer and remains speechless. Well, if that's what my junior sister wants, Cheol Hwang said. He then informed the lady why he called her today, because he wants Si Ryeon to go to Cheonil Plain. Since Si Ryeon has been cooped up in their place since the disappearance of their previous lord, just this once, he wants his junior sister to lend him some help in the war between them and the Justice Alliance that has raged for more than 10 years. His command to Si Ryeon is to assassinate Dam Yeon-seong, the Justice Alliance commander-in-chief. According to their reports, Yeon-seong frequently appears at the Manhwa market near the Justice Alliance army camp. For them to face Dam Yeon-seong, he must send someone who is an appropriate match for him. Aside from this mission, there is also another one. He handed the envelope to Si Ryeon, but he instructed that he must only open it when he reached the Heavenly Demon Coalition's Cheonil Plain base. Si Ryeon gets it to accept all the mission and decides to leave the room. After that, she starts the mission and faces men who intend to assassinate her. She choked one of these men and asked if they were sent by the Heavenly Lord. Who knows? Why do you ask your master in hell? The man answered. Si Ryeon threw him while instructing him to tell her senior brother to use a more creative method next time. Going back to the present battle, Si Ryeon and Simho continued their fight. Simho was about to punch Si Ryeon, but she managed to block it. Si Ryeon kicked Simho and Simho flew away and was hit by the wall, causing the wall to collapse. Simho was confused and started to wonder about the technique that Si Ryeon used. While he was stuck in the corner, he saw Yeon-seong with his subordinate trembling while they hid on the side. Simho senses that Yeon-seong was not affected by the poison, so he asked the commander-in-chief to lend a hand. He's annoyed that everyone is fighting, putting their lives on the line for Yeon-seong, but Yeon-seong is not helping them fight against the enemy. Yeon-seong told him to be quiet and even educated him that the lady in front of them is the former Lord Heavenly Demon Coalition disciple, the Jade Empress. Si Ryeon suddenly stated that she didn't expect Simho to be fine after taking the hit from her. She said that Simho is remarkably strong for his age. "What's your name?" she asked. Instead of answering directly, Simho rushed to her and she was amazed that there is someone like Simho who has a fast speed here in Justice Alliance. However, it's not to the point that she cannot handle it. She tried to attack, but she was surprised when Simho suddenly disappeared. Simho is instantly on her back and was about to punch her, but then she managed to dodge. She feels interested in Simho's movement for being able to enter a space that humans cannot perceive. She started to wonder about what kind of movement technique Simho applied. For her, it's like watching the movement of a leopard or a tiger. He's able to move back and forth with only one step. Even Sawa was amazed at him. Commander Yeon-seong's subordinate was shocked that the Jade Empress was being pushed back by someone with a grassroots background. Yeon-seong said that Si Ryeon is not being pushed back. Kwan Seok said that the Jade Empress is most likely just probing. Si Ryeon is a disciple of Yeon-seong, the former lord of the Heavenly Demon Coalition, as well as the junior sister of Dam Cheol Hwang, their current lord. Rumor has it that even if she fights her senior brother, she is on par with him. Furthermore, the Jade Empress doesn't use the technique she applied now. It was the Divine Jade Fist. It's as brilliant as blue jade, but it has the most destructive power of any martial art in the world. It can compete against even the highest level of martial arts. Up until now, no one has been able to take that move head-on. Sawa said that it makes no difference how destructive a move is as long as one can avoid it. Gwan Seok also replied that the punch is more than just its destructive power. Si Ryeon composed herself and attacked Simho. Simho applied the flowing cloud steps to avoid the attack, but still, he was scratched on her face. The lady was too calm while Simho was annoyed that Si Ryeon was able to follow his flowing cloud steps. They attacked each other and their power collided. Everyone feels intense in the battle. A big explosion happened after they attacked each other. Simho stands as he squeezes his fist but then ends up kneeling and feels weak. "It looks like this is as far as you can go," Si Ryeon uttered. Jin Ok suddenly came and was proud that Simho managed to hold Si Ryeon down. Si Ryeon was surprised upon seeing him. Jin Ok rushed to her and she was annoyed that someone interrupted. Simho also dashed toward her, but when Simho was about to attack, she managed to dodge and kicked Simho. Sim-ho falls to the ground and Gwan-seok also joins the battle. Si-ryung was annoyed once more as she thought that Gwan-seok was also affected by the energy-dispersing poison. Old Maui appeared and laughed. He said that he rushed upon hearing a commotion, and it just so happened that he was digging up the detoxifying herbs. Sawa and Jinho also showed up and were ready to help their colleagues. "Can you stand Sim-ho?" Jin-ok said while extending his arm. "Help Sim-ho." "Yes, this much is fine," Sim-ho answered. In an instant, the Heavenly Demon Coalition's elite troops suddenly lost consciousness. "How dare you even think of touching one of the Black Ox people? You choose the wrong opponent," Black Ox member said. Upon hearing it, Si-ryung discovered that she was facing the most troublesome unit of the Justice Alliance. He pointed to Sim-ho to ask his name. "I'm Sim-ho," Sim-ho casually answered. Si-ryung smiled and said that she will remember Sim-ho's name as she feels that she will be seeing her a lot from now on. Sawa was mad as she thought that the Jade Empress wanted to seduce Sim-ho. Yeon-seong shows himself and orders the Black Ox unit to take down their enemy. Si-ryung stared at him and realized that the man appeared to be their target. She then ordered her people to execute Yeon-seong. All the Black Ox units rushed to the enemy as they were determined to protect their commander. They feel a little bit annoyed that Yeon-seong appeared all of a sudden and make the situation more complicated. But on the other hand, they are thrilled to face off against the genius of the Heavenly Demon Coalition that they only heard about in rumors. A muscled man faced Jin-ok and he smiled as he was glad that they met again. "I've had enough of seeing your face for the last 10 years, Jin-ok answered. They fight against each other while holding their different weapons and want to prove themselves about who has the upper hand between the two of them. Others were busy fighting while Yeon-seong tried to escape, but then Si-ryung saw him. She summoned her power and she expected that her mission would be completed at this point. She attacked the commander of the Justice Alliance, which made Yeon-seong rattled. He thought that it would be his end, but Sim-ho came to rescue him. Sim-ho blocked Si-ryung's attack. He feels the pain but still endures it. "How foolish. Just to protect that guy, you're putting your life in danger even though you know you can't win. Why are you so loyal to them?" Si-ryung started and punched Sim-ho, but Sim-ho dodged it. Sim-ho also punched the lady and he didn't hit her, but there was a piece of paper falling. Si-ryung stands still while holding her chest. "I'm not loyal to them. I'm just fighting for my family members who are being held captive by them," Sim-ho answered. Upon hearing it, Si-ryung became speechless and turned around to walk away. Before she leaves, she informs Sim-ho that it will not be easy to end their battle next time. Since Yeon-seong completely escaped, Si-ryung ordered her people to retreat. Someone still wanted to fight but had no other choice than to follow her. They used a smoke bomb to leave the place. Si-ryung looked at Sim-ho once again. "See you next time, Sim-ho," she uttered and left. Sim-ho stared at the Jade Empress Si-ryung, a woman with an unknown purpose. He then remembered the paper that dropped from the lady. When he picked it up, it was the Heavenly Demon Lord's emblem. He was shocked while looking at it. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Till next time.